Hello, Iman. How are you? Hello, Neela. I've just updated the prices in the euro and the US dollars. So make sure that you're copying what's in the chat, Neela. Yeah, hold on. Du, 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 du. There you go. I had, this has taken since about May, when the leaves started coming on the trees. Next doors, right up against our fence, has got a tree that suddenly shot up. It should be one that's in the woods, not in someone's small garden. And I was in my head every time I kept looking at it. For what's that taken, about 2 months? I was like, no, what a shame they had to have that tree cut down because it was too big. Anyway, nothing changed. And I remember the last time I hung some washing out, because it's been raining the last few times I've done any washing. I was like, oh no, the child doesn't like to go out in the garden because it's scared the tree is a big green monster. So they had to cut it down. Totally forgot about it. Today I'm looking out the window, looking at a bird on the fence, and then you know how your eyes sort of adjust to the surroundings, and I noticed that the tree had been cut down. They must have done it today. I didn't hear anything, but it must have been today, because hubby said he saw a pigeon under the tree yesterday. He was watching a pigeon and the tree was still there then, so that was quite funny. I was like, oh my god, it finally happened. Finally showed up in 3D that they cut the bloody thing down. Hello, Yara. No, it didn't pick them up, did it? Okay, hang on a minute then. Perhaps I deleted it. Oh, deleted it out. Why have I done that? Stupid. Not sure if I can get it in like this. Hang on. Right, I think that's it. Right, let me just put in some of the playlists. For any of you who are watching, there is a pick a card playlist if you are new here. I know a lot of my regulars watch the lives. There may be a pick a card reading in there that might bring you guidance. Spirit messages from celebrities that have passed away. Might be one of your favourites in there. I get someone back into your life. Doesn't have to be a lover. It can be a family member or a friend. That'll do for now. Thank you for all the likes. Hello Addison, how are you? Excuse me. Might just be separating some cards out in the decks. Just I haven't had a from yesterday's or the reading I did earlier. I haven't separated them out. That gave me something to do instead of you all sat there bored. like one of those videos where people are counting money. Hello Raya, my lovely. Thank you, Masumi. Yes, Blue Nile, my lovely. Try to put your question into the PayPal, please, because sometimes the question doesn't come out in the chat. Okay, and what's your question, my lovely? You didn't put it in the PayPal. Yes, I can see it, my lovely. So pile number 1. Okay, what do you make of my great uncle who begins with an N? Okay, he is feel he's a hard worker. Okay, he may be a businessman. He may have his own business. He may be working or looking for work, but he is a hard worker. He might have something with his shoulder as well, drawing me to his shoulder, so he might get aches and pains in his shoulder area or his top of his back. Okay. Okay, now we've got arguments here. So, but we've got the emotional card. So I feel, okay, I'm getting a couple of things. I don't feel that he's the argumentative one. I feel that when family members argue, he's the one who wants peace. He's quite a sensitive soul, so he doesn't like all the arguments. I'd be surprised if he's the one that starts it, because with this card following it, then that's like a card of peace and wanting things to be good amongst everybody. So he might be a bit of the peacekeeper rather than the troublemaker. He can guard his heart, but he tried to kill me off when my mum was 6 months pregnant with me. Okay, but I feel that that might be just because of the religious status. But I got a weird energy from him and his daughter. He's closed off with his heart. Okay, he is closed off with his heart, but I feel that he has mellowed. I feel he doesn't really want to talk about it. Okay, I feel that he would not freely want to talk about it. But I do feel here that I feel he's changed from those times. Okay, I don't know how old you are, but I feel that over the years he has mellowed. And I don't feel that he wants to talk about it. Yeah, healer of the ages. So I do feel he has changed. That's confirmation that he has changed. Well, mellowed. He wouldn't do that now, I'm being told. Is his daughter younger than you? With the daughter spirit, that's usually like one's, no, his daughter is older, but she behaves like a child. Oh, right, okay. Daughter spirit usually comes out when somebody's passed away. Like if I was doing a spirit reading, then it would be him coming through. But I feel it's just that something about his religion or his beliefs. Spirit is trying to tell me here. Okay. Advice for you regarding this. Yeah, again, showing me that it's his beliefs and tradition, something regarding that here. So the advice for you is choose to believe what you want to believe. Spirit is saying everybody reflects back to us what we expect from them, believe about them, and assume about them. So if you expect somebody or believe somebody is a horrible person, they're going to keep showing up being horrible, because that's how you're expecting to see them. So Spirit is saying the advice for you, when I'm asking the advice for you regarding your uncle, is you can learn to forgive or not have much to do with him, remain distant from him. The choice is yours, Spirit is saying. And for you to balance your root chakra regarding this. When you're around him, do some grounding, okay, and protection. So if you do have a lot to do with him, then a good way to, if you feel uncomfortable around somebody, then what I used to do, I don't do it anymore because I've changed my beliefs, I use something else, okay. But what I used to do was, in my head, if somebody was stood near me or somebody was talking to me that I could not stand or felt uncomfortable with, whatever they were talking, okay, whilst they were talking or talking to somebody else around me, whilst in my head I was saying to myself, peace be with you, I send you off with love and light, okay. Just kept repeating that, peace be with you, I send you off with love and light, and they would go away or just be nice to me. Okay, so you can do that. He's a very closed off person. I personally, if you have minimal that you can contact with him, and if you're at any events with him, then again, just do that, okay. Peace be with you, I send you off with love and light, or I send you love and light. Right, let's look at the daughter, whose initial is let me go back a minute. Oh, N again. Okay. N. Daughter. What about her? Let me carry on regarding the cousin. Got all major arcana here, which is interesting. But the feeling I'm getting from her is that she is just in her own world. Yes, she's spoilt. She gets what she wants. But she seems to be in her own bubble. Not really very streetwise, not very, it's like she's lived a very sheltered life. Probably because of her dad's beliefs. Okay, so she is under those beliefs that she's had to live under here, but it's like she's in her own world. There's something here that there's going to be a big change around her coming in, a decision being made and big changes where it's going to burst that bubble in some way. Something's going to change here. Either financially around her, where she comes out with less money than she wanted. It could be at work. She might be working. It might be that she has something there, but there's going to be a change coming in around, a decision made and a change around her, financially or emotionally. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a battle for her. It's going to burst her bubble. I feel like she might have to leave home or the area that she's in. Or leave something here. But it will give her that street. She's headed in her 50s. My great uncle bought her a flat in London when she graduated university. Oh, right. Okay. So she's not young then. There's a change for her, but she will come out of it all right, but different. In some way. We have the angel of love, so it may be regarding a relationship, or just that she's going to be more loving because of this experience here. Right, okay, what's the advice for you regarding her? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right, advice for regarding the cousin. With her, the advice for you regarding her is don't open up to her. Not because I think she can be a little bit of a gossip. So keep what you want to yourself. Don't confide in her in any way or tell her anything that can get back to the family. Okay. Yeah, don't get nothing that could get back to the family. Okay, so I would keep her at arm's length as well. She's awful towards me. I won't ever open up to her. No. Don't open up to her at all. But the door to personal healing and happiness is here with you. So I feel overall regarding these two, just have Spirit is saying you're better than them. So just love and light to them. Okay, peace be with them, but don't sort of get sucked into their world. Just make any visits. If you have to visit them, just make it short, or just be pleasant, but be quiet, okay? Because they're not worth the time, really. I don't get that they're nasty people, but I just feel that they're not on the same wavelength of you. They wouldn't understand. Yeah, I would do that, my lovely. Yeah. You know, your uncle's never going to open up. He's never going to change his beliefs. I mean, he has mellowed a bit over the years through age, but he's not, you know, he holds on to a lot. He would never be the kind uncle that you would want. And she will never be the kind, loving cousin because of how they are. Okay, so like I say, just send them loving energy. You know, peace be with you, love and light, and keep your distance from them as much as you can. Don't worry about it. Spirit is saying you live your life. It doesn't matter what they think. Okay, Stormy, my lovely, which cards and what's your question? Yes, again, you know, again, when you think of them, holding on to resentment and anger is very soul destroying. Okay, it's not good for your personal growth. So if you're wanting to be successful in life and you're holding on to that resentment, anger, you know, negative feelings towards them, it will not allow you to be as, you know, to grow. Okay, let me word it a bit better here. There's a card here that is very, the spirit are drawing me to. So I would just, whenever you are near them or somebody speaks of them, just in your head, peace be with you, I move you on with love and light, or I send you love and light, okay, and just keep contact with the minimal. Forgiveness, okay. Holding on to resentment and anger is preventing or even suffocating your spiritual growth. Resentment is one of the strongest and most damaging of human emotions. The act of forgiveness in its own right is equally incredibly powerful, and it has the capacity to heal and transform. Now, that means that you don't have to do it physically to somebody. You don't have to go up to them and say, look, I forgive you for what you did all those years ago. You don't have to do that, but energetically. Okay, so again, you know, peace be with you. I send you love and light. Move on with love and light, okay, from my space, or whatever you want to say there. Okay, but when you're holding on to that anger and resentment, it's not good. Okay, Stormy, any cards you're drawn to? What am I doing the reading on, Stormy? Stormy, what's your question, my lovely? I don't know if you're telling me you're still going to email me anyway, or whether you're saying you're emailing me the question. All right, okay. I love this story, but all right, okay. It hasn't. Sometimes they'll send through a different looking thingy. It just says all I've got is "Hi Sophia" on there. Right, okay. But I just want to get any update on my use unfollowed the witch yesterday and selling everything but the house yesterday. Is that the one he married? Is that who you mean by that? Oh, that's funny. Are you saying yes, that is the one he married? Yes, that was good. We knew that that was not going to last. Is that about a year or less than a year? Right, okay, I'm looking at that. Let's have a look at. Let's do the black ones. Right, okay, let's have a 1 year, 4 months, but they have been living together a decade now. Oh, right, okay. Wow. Okay. Okay. Okay, we'll have all them out. But I will put some of these back. Okay. Maybe he's done putting everything to it and not getting what he feels he deserves. Yeah. At the moment, so in his feelings, he's telling you to be patient but he is keeping tabs on you. Okay, he is watching you, but he's in his own mental prison with this despair. Everything's hard work with the endings and the court case, the legal side of it. Okay, so he's up his own ass, in other words. Okay, so he, the last thing on his mind is going into, he's not in a happy place. Okay, so when you're not in a very happy place in life and you've got a lot of shit going on around you, the last thing you're thinking about is love. Okay, but he's energetically telling you that he wants you to just be patient, but he is keeping tabs on you. Don't want to bring in one of those. Okay, let's look at what he's in his thoughts about you. Okay, and his thoughts is just how foolish he's been, especially regarding his financial security and emotional security. He just feels an idiot. It's like, what the fuck? Especially as he did it so publicly. There's a bit of that as well. Yeah, a very big lesson learnt, I'm hearing. A very big lesson learnt there. Yeah, the marriage. Also, in a way, because I'm asking his thoughts about you as well, forgetting he's a person with feelings and emotions, yeah, is like he thinks that you probably think he's a fool as well. Well, we know that you do, but you know, in his thoughts as well, because remember, everybody is us pushed out. So when you're in your head going, yeah, you're an idiot for doing that, okay, he's going to pick up on that because people think what you're thinking. Okay, so he is thinking that, you know, he is very concerned and worried here. There's something here that I feel he didn't take into calculation, and it's going to bite him on the ass big time here. Okay. Energy of the connection. Yeah, this has really taken a toll on his health. You know, his stress and, you know, as well. And he is just like, can I ever trust anybody again? I've been an idiot. Not in a good place. And he keeps posting me. Yeah, because he probably feels trapped like this. I've never seen him so sick with it. Yeah, he is. This has hit him. Not, I feel, because of the love side of it. I think it's the financial, but also the how he himself is going to be seen. Passion. So allow your heart and soul to sing with joy as well. Okay, yeah, unrequited love. There wasn't, the love wasn't there. That had gone. It was more just like a friendship. And it couldn't sustain it because it wasn't that love. What else? Study and work, but the work, again, because of the work, so that's showing me about the financial side, the financial impact and his work. I just keep hearing in my head him just keep saying to himself, I'm a silly old fool. I've been so foolish. But he's a perfect match for you. Okay, so in his energy, he feels that he is perfect for you. He wants to meet up with you, reconciliation going forward together. And that could be within the next 4 to 5 months. Okay, not necessarily as lovers. That's up to you to change that. But like meeting up, perhaps doing work together over the next 4 to 5 months. Remember, not in 4 to 5. Tomorrow is within the next 4 to 5 months. Okay, advice for you at this time. Yes, well, remember, everybody is you pushed out. People often say to me, what is so and so thinking about me? Well, whatever you're thinking about them is what they're thinking, okay, in your reality. No, it's because everyone is you pushed out, Stormy. Of course he's going to mirror you, because everybody is the mirror of you. If you say he's an idiot, he's going to be thinking he's an idiot. If you've not been watching Instagram all these months. Hello. Right, advice for Stormy. For you, just see him with loving eyes, okay? Seeing him with love. You are love, okay? So see through the eyes of love when you think about him. And here. Yeah, you're older and wiser now. You're more mature. Especially if he responds to you or messages you, you're going to be coming from a more calmer place, okay? Yeah, you've got to release any of the old story. Remember, if there's any of the old story and you're wanting a new story, you're going to get shit crossed over, okay? If you're wanting the new story, there cannot be the old story, or else you'll get the same behavior. So release all the old story. Because remember, you're shifting realities to where that story isn't, so to speak. Okay, so whenever I bring somebody back into my life, I never talk about the past. Never. I just go forward knowing that I've shifted and that this is what I wanted. So why bring up the old shit? Because if I do, I'm going to go back to the timeline where all that shit was and go and get the horrible version back, or the version that's unreliable or doesn't comply. Okay, so make sure that's what it means by the releasing the old story, the unwanted version. You only focus on what you do want, not on what you don't want. That's why people will get somebody back into their life and they just keep going over the same old story, and the same old shit happens time and time again. It can be no other way. The 3D is just the mirror. So this time round, okay, if this was me, okay, knowing how the law works now, okay, I would be saying, oh my God, he loves my music. He thinks I'm the best of the best. He thinks I'm the best woman in his life. Okay, I would be changing my story to match what I wanted of him, you know, and I would be saying, oh my God, you know, he's only ever been interested in me. He thinks my music is amazing. He thinks I'm amazing. Nobody compares to me. Okay, it can't be. So many people don't understand about the law and they try and fix it. You're not fixing anything. You're just choosing a different story where none of that shit is. You know, and again, as I said in the Instagram, so, you know, when people are like, how do I get rid of a third party? You know, third party doesn't have to be a love rival. It can be a situation, family opposing it, circumstances or whatever. Okay, you're not trying to get rid of the third party. You're not giving them any energy. You're not giving the person or the situation or the circumstances any energy, because what you focus on grows. So you're taking your energy off it and you're just like, that doesn't exist. That never happened. But then when you think about it, you've got to say to yourself, hang on a minute, I've just said that doesn't exist. So if it doesn't exist, why am I thinking about it? Okay, the witch doesn't exist. What witch? I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. There's no witch in my life. Okay? You're the one keeping things alive when you're thinking about things. Okay, so just be aware of that, what you're keeping in place. Yeah, but again, something like that, Stormy, you might have the belief in that, but he might not. To him, it might just be a machine. Okay, so because it hasn't really protected him, you've got everyone is you pushed out. Change the story. Select only the version you want. Let the old story go. You cannot get the new story with the old story still there, or else you're going to get hot and cold. Yeah, but it wouldn't work for me because that's not in my belief. Okay, it's in your belief system. I personally have never heard of that. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but as I have never heard of it, it does not exist in my world. Okay? I change my world all the time. Okay, there was something on the news today about something in the UK, and as the newsreader was talking, another country was flashing past on like the BBC web thing, and I just said, oh, they're talking about something else. Another country. That's not happening here. Okay, and things will shift. It's not happening here because I said so. Okay, remember, your reality is personal to you. Everything is just a reflection of your beliefs, your assumptions. Okay. Again, Stormy, that's just in your world, not in mine. It means nothing to me and I've got no interest in it. Neen, your question, I just saw something in there. What does it mean when others say we need to forgive ourselves? Everybody is a reflection of you, so you're just changing how you see yourself and others. Remember, you're perfect and amazing as you are. What's not is any story you have that is being reflected back to you that you don't want. Like for most of my life, I've always thought, oh my God, I must have done something terrible in a previous life to have a life that I've had. But I realized it was just me holding on to that story, so I kept seeing shit reflected back to me. But since I've changed that story and stopped going over that story and telling myself that and tell myself I'm perfect as I am, my life reflects that back to me instead. Okay, where are we? Just drop in some bits into the chats in case anything catches anybody's eyes. Don't forget, the description box is a list of the link if you want a private reading. Yes, it took it took a long time for me to get my head around it, but now I've seen it work so many times and that I just know that it is everybody is just reflecting me. It took a long time to trust that was how life works. If you think somebody is an arsehole, they're going to keep proving to you that they're an arsehole. So change the story about them. I've changed many people, selected better versions of them than the versions I gave them before. Like I say, don't shoot the messenger. Everybody's just reflecting you back based on what you think about yourself or them or love or men or women in particular. Like I was saying earlier when I first came on, something that I wanted to change just came in today, and that's taken, I think I started doing it in May, during May, and it finally reflected back in the 3D today. But that was getting somebody to do something, and it was done today without me having to say a word. I just did it all internally. Told myself a new story about it, and it got reflected back today. Oh dear, excuse me. Let's write a list for tomorrow while I'm sat here contemplating. Licky had a baby. Had a little one. Right. Okay, Yara. Let me just think of the other thing I just thought Thursday. Okay, pokey poop. Yara, what's your question and which pile for you, my lovely? Another cool thing at the weekend on Sunday, coming back from my daughter's, there on the motorway, or what you would call in America the freeway or whatever, you can, there's like a river. At one point there's a river and there's a big restaurant, but it's not on the motorway. It's not one of the service stations. You have to come off at a junction and go round and get into it. But finally went there, and I've passed the place for God knows 30 years. Finally went in it yesterday. Not that I've ever been bothered about it, but I have, you know, on occasions looked down and thought, oh, that looks nice by the canal, and finally went in there. And it wasn't even my idea. I didn't come up with the suggestion. So that was quite funny, because I was sat there thinking, oh, that's only taken 30 years to come in here. And it turned out that the bloke who was running it was had only had it 15 months, and he had come from where we live. So that was even funnier. So we were talking a lot about where I live, even though it was an hour away. Yara, what's your question, my lovely? Because I haven't got it on the paper. Sometimes it will send through a different, there's two sorts of PayPal things that come through, and one is like a short version and one's the longer version, but they're sending the short versions tonight. Okay, Professor. Yara, my lovely, what's your question, and which deck do you want? Pile 3 and an energy update. Right, now if that was me, knowing what I know, all things, there's a version of you that has one. So just keep saying, of course there's one in the house. It will turn up. It will turn up by the end of today. I did that with I do that with everything. I just know it's there and that I've got it. Okay, I've just had somebody message me who earlier today was ranting and raving about how something wasn't working. I just said in my head, no, that never happened. They got it all sorted. And they've just messaged me and said, actually, I've got it sorted now. So there you go. Everything exists. There's a version of you that's already got one. Right, Yara. Is this just for you, Yara? You're not asking about SP? Are you just doing a general around your energy? Is that a yes general or yes SP? Okay. Is this Scorpio? Okay. Nice. Okay, so in the feelings part on his part, okay, we got the here, okay, is you're at the back of his mind. You keep popping up in his mind because obviously when you're thinking about him and you're affirming for him, it's going into his subconscious. Okay, and that's when people start to, oh, I can't stop thinking about that girl that I saw before. Okay, or I can't stop thinking about so and so if you were in a relationship. Okay, but we got the beautiful, he's yours. This is just spirit letting you know energetically he's yours through the what you've been focusing on, the two of you being in a loving relationship there with the Two of Cups, and the skills for the two of you to be together, here. So they're basically saying that what you're doing is now going into his subconscious where he is thinking. You're coming into his mind more and more. So let's look at his thoughts. Yeah, again, this card for me is you. If this was you, daydreaming about what you want, but he's definitely thinking about you here. Okay, because of a result of you thinking about him. He's a mirror, remember. So if you're thinking about him in like the wish fulfilled state, then he's thinking about you as well. It's definitely seeping in now. Okay, this is showing me that he's picking up on the energy that you're sending him. But again, we're not seeing it as separate because that will cause more waiting. You already have it right now. Okay, you're not seeing it. A lot of people make the mistake of seeing it as separate. Okay, no, it's within you. The relationship's not out there, it's within you. Yeah, and again, the beautiful lovers here and just expecting it. Okay, your 3D will change to catch up with it. So just remain balanced here in your thoughts and emotions. Beautiful. I'm asking why they brought this out because this is usually like the drawbridges up, but I don't know. I'm hearing like you might bump into him at a big, like this can be a big public building or a big office building, or it could be like a shopping center. I'm getting a building as if you might see him or bump into him when you're out and about, I feel. Okay, what's the energy of the connection? Let's bring in this, sorry. This. Oh, that's in the connection. Sorry, I wondered why they weren't giving me one. Done it out of sync. Right, sorry, it was one of... No, that's not even what I want. Fuck's sake. Concentrate. Right. Energy of the connection. Yeah, don't focus on 3D. We're not clock watching. We're not doing anything in 3D. Who gives a damn? Okay, that's just a reflection. So if you're not seeing it reflected back, you've got to keep going back within, okay, until it does get reflected back. We're not looking for proof or seeing if it's working. Yeah, you just carry on having that belief like children do in their imagination when they want to go and play with their toys and making up a story, okay, or believing what they want. Yeah, the news will come. Okay. Yeah, make sure that you are not holding on to anything about the past. What if he lies to me? What if I don't get him? What if, you know, any ifs, whys, buts, maybes. Okay. And also your negative, not negative thoughts, but your opposing thoughts are just lies. Okay. You're just lying to yourself. So if you know, on Instagram, I was saying, don't feed fear. Fear, your ego wants to feed off you. It wants feeding. So you're feeding it biscuits, okay? You're feeding it more things to worry and stress about, so it's making it bigger, okay? They're just lies to yourself. Don't feed fear because you're starving yourself of what you want. Yeah, be at peace within yourself so that the union can come in, because remember, it's just a reflection. Okay, the reflection in the window. You're joining the dots. You're creating, your thoughts today are your future. Okay, what you're writing for your future. Okay. Yeah, so again, positive thinking and faith will bring you the romance that you want. Staying optimistic, not having that fear within you. And keep an open mind, so not trying to figure out the how. The when is right now. Right now you have it, or you know, you're expecting it. You're not waiting for it, you're sat there expecting it. Okay, not waiting. How much longer is this working? It's a done deal. Thank you very much. Of course, it's going to be reflected back at some point. Yeah, spending time together, date, occasion, or a social event. So again, you might be out and about and see him, but definite contact, positive, direct from the person, and beneficial. And commitment, next step, level, serious relationship, all in, and perfect match for you. There you go. Has your back, supportive, respectful, and appreciative. Because if that is your assumption, that you are a married couple, okay, then it's going to happen. Yeah, we are happily married. End of. Any advice for you? Yeah, just seeing yourself, you know, again, this could be people celebrating your wedding. Okay, but stay in that yumminess of it, not seeing it as separate to you, but in that knowing and conviction that it's a done deal. Yeah, the wheel is turning, things are changing. Okay, keep working on yourself. Don't get caught in your mental prison. Don't let your lies, you know, the fear start trapping you. Yeah, apply the wisdom. Apply the wisdom that you've been taught, and just have faith that it will be born into the 3D. Okay, as within, so without. Not letting fear come in and not looking for it. Okay? But it's definitely changing. He's definitely picking up. He's definitely starting to think about you, like, oh, you know, in whatever capacity. I can't say what it is, but he's definitely picking up now. You're in his thoughts. Now, there is a very good story, Yara, on Missy Renee's channel. She did a 2-part with a lady who had seen somebody for 10 minutes 15 years ago. Okay, and she's been trying for years to try and get him back, but was doing it from a lack energy. Okay, always seeing it as outside of herself. So when she did it within and kept going back into her imagination, because she'd never had a relationship with him. Anyway, he has popped up, events have unfolded, and they are in contact now. But one specific point, when, because she'd never had a relationship with him and she'd only seen him for literally 10 minutes, okay, he has no memory of that, but he is drawn to her. So she's in that timeline. So although he's not coming in being all lovey-dovey, it's coming like in a business level, she knows now that it will go to something more because she's in control. She's in charge of her thoughts, okay, and what's happening. So if you bumped into him when you're out and about or something comes up, we think that because we've been affirming, oh, they love us and, you know, we're in a loving relationship, that they're going to say, oh my God, you're the love of my life, and that, you know, but it doesn't matter. Once you're in that energy of each other, you keep giving yourself what you want within so that it gets reflected back. Okay, so like she was saying that she was getting business emails, but she wanted it to be more relaxed, not so formal. So she went back in her imagination or scripting or inner conversations. Imagine him being laughing and joking, and then the next email she had from him was a joke in there and some emojis. Okay, so remember, everyone is you pushed out. Some of my clients get a little bit disillusioned when they're doing all the romance side of it, and then somebody comes in, especially when they haven't had a relationship with them, okay, or a long lasting relationship, and it's you know, it's more like a friend or something, and they're like, oh, but they didn't come in and they're not all like telling me they love me and this, that and the other. And I say, because yes, it's working. You keep going within. You keep giving it to yourself. You're feeding yourself what you want. Just like I did with the cool thing that showed up today. You know, at one point I was like, shall I actually go and tell them? And I was like, no, I don't need to, because everyone is me pushed out. I keep doing it within. Tell the story within. And then today, it finally happened. They had to, because that was my assumption and my thoughts. Night, Yara, my lovely. ear. I've just said that. I think it's only me and you that's on here. I'm only seeing two watching, so I think that's me and you. So you haven't got long, Addison, before you're back to school then? Mm. No, because you're noticing things being reflected back to you. Okay, so be aware of that because that builds up your strength in knowing that everything, your world is you pushed out. Okay. Well, don't judge yourself because it's all a learning process. And yes, I hope the reading helped. You know, how I see it is I was guided to this to make my life better. And it has been. I'm not the person I was before. No way. You're welcome, Nini. Yes, I mean, when you move on from readings, because you don't, when you realize that it's all you anyway, reflection of you, then your world, you just change within. Excuse me. Take that one off, Addison, because it won't go anywhere because reading and the HTTPS is linked. I can't take it off. I can't get rid of your comments. You can copy that one if you want. See how there's a space? You disappeared for a year. Christ, no wonder I'm feeling tired. I've been on here for a year. I found a face cream in my drawer for at night. I thought, oh, I'll put that on. My God, my hand is sticking to my face. I'm going to have to take it off because it's so sticky and horrible. Going to get stuck to my pillow. Is this the, not the R? Is it the other one who's obsessed with you? It's the other one who's obsessed with her because she's amazing. Of course. Why wouldn't there be? After all, you are everything beautiful, attractive, and such a catch. I mean, you're the best woman that any man will ever have. No one compares to you. Of course. There you go. Everybody has to reflect back what you say about yourself. You should still see, don't forget to keep, you don't have to keep affirming that if you're good about yourself now. I don't do it every day anymore. I just do it if I want to feel good. Give it to myself first. Yes, exactly. If you know you are now, then that's fine. Sometimes I find that it comes in automatically. If I'm walking around or doing something, it's automatically there because I've affirmed it for so long that it's ingrained. It's in my subconscious. Yes. So now it's automatically been reflected back because you're seeing yourself as that. You know you are that now. You're I am. Okay, last call out before I close the session. For today. Yes, Addison, good point. And also, don't forget, if any of you are still watching, you can timestamp them so that you can come back to them. I think the people who have had readings are probably all gone by now, but if anybody is listening or listens back to it, then you can timestamp them. Just by listening to it and finding where your reading is and then putting a comment, commenting on the video. Yeah, you can check that way as well. Yes, because you now know you feel more grounded. You're more at peace with yourself. You're not having that negative self-talk about yourself. Okay, my lovelies, let's do end this now, as it's getting late here and it's been 2 hours. So thank you. Like, I'm now married, I laughed, and I thank you, Neela. Thank you, Addison. Thank you to all of you just for even just chatting in the chat and being there, and for the readings that any of you have purchased. I hope they help you. Don't forget, I'm also on Instagram. You can catch up with me there, not for doing readings, but for how to get somebody or something that you want into your life. There's lots of videos already on there, or lives that are saved. I will catch up with you all again soon. I haven't done a video on my channel for a little while because I was away part of last week, and I've just been so busy with clients on the readings and the coaching side, so I haven't had time, to be honest. But I will hopefully have time and catch up with doing some for the channel. Right then, love you all, love and light.